Good morning and welcome to the Saturday Morning Quarterback Show. This is Bob Hayes, and with me in studio this morning is head coach David Barnes. The Tigers last night, even their 2017 record at 1-1 with a 27-10 win over the Graves County Eagles at Tiger Stadium. The Tigers capitalized early on Graves County mistakes, and I'll be back with Coach Barnes to discuss last night's game after we break with these messages from our sponsors.
Enjoy a great dinner with family and friends this weekend at Echo Charlie's at Eddy Creek Marina. Here are this weekend's specials at Echo Charlie's. Friday night, it's the T-bone steak, cooked just the way you like it. On Saturday night, it's grilled salmon. And on Sunday, it's the barbecue chicken flatbread pizza. Come on down and enjoy the Steve Webb Band on Saturday night. A full menu is at Echo Charlie's, sure to please the entire family. Come on out to Echo Charlie's and enjoy one of our specials this weekend and relax with a cold drink on our deck. A great dining experience and a relaxed atmosphere with a great view awaits you at Echo Charlie's at Eddy Creek Marina.
Have you or a loved one been discharged from the hospital but not quite recovered enough to go home? Caldwell Medical Center Swing Bed Program is the answer you are looking for. Caldwell Medical Center Swing Bed Program can help patients that are recovering from stroke, joint repair replacement, IV therapy, post-hospitalization pain management, wound or major surgery, acute physical or occupational therapy. Call 270-365-0300 to see if Caldwell Medical Center Swing Bed Program is right for you. Caldwell Medical Center, located 100 Medical Center Drive in Princeton.
Welcome back to the show this morning with Coach Barnes. And last night, David, is a very big win for these young men.
It was a big win against another 5A team, Graves County, that we knew was a very good football team. And, after that was over last night, I told those kids how proud we were of them, of the effort we got out of them, and, not for just the first half, but for a whole football game.
Ironically, the scores of the first two games of the season, Caldwell County losing 27-10 to Christian, winning by the same score last night over Graves County, but another outstanding effort by the defense.
Defensively last night for 4 quarters we played really good football, and we got to the quarterback some, did a really good job of getting underneath some routes, knocking balls down, pursuing to the football, making tackles in space, and getting 4 interceptions. And then the drop punt or the snap on the punt that led to a touchdown, and scored 21 points in the first quarter, 2 of those defensive touchdowns.
Again, the kids coming out early, again with Caldwell County winning the toss and electing to defer it, put Graves County on the offense last night, and they pick up 1 first down, but then they have to go back into punt formation, and the snap to me in the press box looked like it was just dropped by the punter, but it looked like we had a pretty good punt rush on as well.
We were bringing some guys off the edge, and I think the kid just took his eye off the ball and dropped it. It didn't look to me like from the sideline it was a bad snap, and I think Dylan Kavanaugh was right there to pick it up and take it in for a touchdown, and that's a big momentum changer right there.
As soon as the ball got to the punter, he did drop it, but we had 3 guys right around him as he was trying to pick it up, and of course it bounced Dylan's way, and we get on the board early on that 13-yard fumble return. Another effort by the Tigers in that I think we didn't hurry the punter all night last night, but he after that first snap, he was conscious of where we were.
Yes.
So the first drive for Graves County really ends up in a disaster for Graves County. And in did we have a punt block team return on any? I mean, not a return, but did we go out to block any punt last night, or we just had edge rushers getting back there quick?
We had edge rushers coming from one side and then setting up a return to the other side.
The film that you had on Graves County last week, did it indicate that same tendency might be there to get to the punter from the edge?
Yeah, Coach McGowan does a really good job setting up our punt return stuff, and he watches the film to see where we could maybe get a chance at it, and I feel like that's what he thought last night was our best bet.
And with the return and a Boyce Nichols extra point, the Tigers go up 7-0. Again, we're still early in the first quarter. Second drive for Graves County, they pick up one first down and are forced to punt. And on that one, we did end up playing the punt better than we had the first week against Christian County. Trail picks this one up at the Tiger 24 and returns at 49 yards to the Graves 27-yard line. A really nice piece of broken field running by Trail.
There's one really good block on that return that really opened it up for me, and I thought we did a good job of getting the wall set up, and Trail did a really good job of getting to it and making, got in space and made a cut or two and gave us great field position.
And the Tigers immediately lose yardage, and on third down, Joby hooks up on a nice throw and an even greater catch by Oliver Parker down the middle on a 21-yard pass completion to the Graves 7-yard line.
That was a great catch, but Oliver, I thought the ball was going to be picked by their safety, and Oliver just goes up over the top of him, makes a great catch, and kept the drive going. That's plays that we got to be able to make, and that leads into the first down, and we got a chance to score.
And score we do right the following play. Dylan Gray goes off tackle for 7 yards and a TD, and Boyce Nichols adds the extra point. Tigers at the 5-minute 48-second mark of the first quarter jump out to a 14-0 lead, and obviously at that time, Coach, you were feeling pretty good with a fumble return, a great punt return, a drive that got you into the end zone. Feeling pretty good at that time.
Anytime you get up like that on a very good football team, it gives you your kids a lot of confidence and momentum, and that carried us through that first half. And defensively, I think it really got us sparked, and we get some more big plays in that first half that led to a touchdown, or gave us great field position.
The Tigers kick off again, and for the third drive of the night for Graves County, disaster strikes early for them. On the first play from scrimmage, Goatley throws into the flat, but the ball's picked off by Hunter Van Hoosier, and he takes it 37 yards to the end zone. Extra point is added by Boyce Nichols, and the Tigers now lead 21-0 at the 5-minute 38 mark of the first quarter. On that particular play, David, you could see Hunter dropping back into his area of protection and reading the quarterback's eyes. You could see his helmet, his eyes focused on the quarterback, and I'm sure the quarterback telegraphed the pass to some degree.
He just got I'm sure he was watching his front shoulder, watching his eyes, and, he did a great job of breaking on that ball and getting to it. And then to be able to get the thing in the end zone was a big play for us defensively.
One thing you note on a pass interception like the one that Hunter made the grab on last night, he didn't bobble it, juggle it, had it secured right away, and only had to really break one tackle to get it into the end zone, a run to pay dirt, so to speak.
Yeah, those are things you dream about happening. I talked to our kids before the game. I said, dream about, making the big plays tonight, making that play that's going to be a touchdown, and you be the guy to be the hero tonight. And that's one of those plays that I was talking about right there.
With us in the lead, 21-0, and really only 6 minutes or so had elapsed off the clock, it's one of those things where, pinch me, is this real, so to speak, or what? And then the rest of the first quarter we'll talk about when we come back with Coach Barnes after these messages from our sponsors.
Have you been a victim of debit or credit card fraud? Farmers Bank & Trust can help lessen your risk of getting taken advantage of. As our customer, you have exclusive access to a security feature in our app that will allow you to turn your debit card off while you're not using it, then turn it on instantly when you need to use it. Keep your information safe. Log into our free app to use this feature, increasing the security of your information right now. Not a Farmers Bank customer? Come down. Let us set up your account and start protecting you from potential fraud opportunities. This is not a guarantee that your information will not be compromised. This is an increased security measure. Farmers Bank & Trust, member FDIC.
This is Gail Cherry. I'm a board member for Community Medical Clinic located at 310 Hawthorne Street in Princeton. Community Medical Clinic's goal is to provide access to excellent health care services that are both convenient and affordable in our local community. Community Medical Clinic is taking new patients every day, and walk-ins are welcome. The clinic is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. to serve you and your family members of all ages. All insurances are welcome, as well as patients with no insurance. Community Medical Clinic, providing health care services at your convenience at no extra cost.
Mobile Deposit is here. This is Mona Van Hooser with First Southern National Bank, and our new mobile app is loaded with extra features, including Mobile Deposit. Now you can use your smartphone's camera to deposit checks on the go. Just endorse, point, click, and send. Download our new mobile app and try it today. First Southern National Bank. Member FDIC.
Hey, honey, you know what would make me so happy right now?
A movie night?
Well, that and...
A candlelit dinner?
Actually, I was thinking we could...
Go for a walk in...
McDonald's! Babe, listen. I want McDonald's. And some fries.
You're the perfect human.
Get more of what matters at McDonald's. Try your favorites on the everyday value menu, like the McDouble Burger for $1.39 or the McChicken Sandwich for $1.19. A la carte only at participating restaurants.
You're visiting with,
Cannot be combined with combo.
Last
McGregor
night's
Group Heating
victory
and Air.
over
We are
Graves
so
County
proud to be
Tigers
a part
winning
of
by a
this
score of
community. We want to thank you for the
27 to
opportunity
10.
to serve.
And after the initial scoring blitz by the Tigers, the rest of the first quarter and all the second quarter, basically we don't get a whole lot done. I know that Hunter intercepts another pass late in the first quarter and then returns to the Graves 9-yard line, but the Tigers go backward and end up missing a 40-yard field goal.
Yeah, that was disappointing. We get another big play on our defense. Our defense gets us a great field position on the 9-yard line, and we don't get it in the end zone for a touchdown. And those are things that we really got to work on and take advantage of and get better as a football team.
And with the second quarter, just a lot of futility on both teams' part. The Tigers really only in the first half with 2 first downs. One of those on the Oliver Parker catch on the touchdown drive, the only touchdown drive the Tigers had in the first half. And the other first down was a really nice play on a young man's part, Russ Bashir, picking up 13 yards on a run, non-scripted run from punt formation. Good decision by that young man, saw the field well, had presence of mind, and did not panic.
To me, that was one of the biggest plays of the game. That kept that drive, kept us going. And the thing is, it kind of ignited our sideline a little bit to see, Russ came out and they had him stopped short the first time. He just lowered his head and kept running, kept his feet moving. And how he got to the first down, I'll never know. But I know it was a big play for us and says a lot about the determination of that young man.
And from the press box, he was hit right at the first down mark, and you're right. He turned upfield and was not going to go down, picking up an extra 3 yards to easily get the first down. But my view on him running was, hey, this looks like a senior out there doing what he's doing, and showed a lot of quickness and speed, getting to the corner and then getting into position to bull his way for 3 more yards.
Some kids would have ran out of bounds right there to avoid the hit, and he said, no way, he's going to do that. And that kept that drive going, kept the ball out of Graves County's hands, and gave us the opportunity to go in at halftime 21-0.
And Graves County, we don't get anything accomplished on that drive. Graves County's only able to pick up 2 first downs in the second quarter. And Graves County, we saw them slowly foregoing the passing game last night for the running game, and the quarterback Goatley had a terrible night in the pocket. 4 interceptions, really low percentage of his pass completions, and I think Graves saw where they could probably get 2, 3, 4 yards on a carry and just disdained the passing game for the running game.
Well, number 11, their outside receiver, had 240 yards receiving last week against Murray. And on film, they threw a lot of screen passes out there to him, and a lot of their game plan that week was a lot of screens. And I think we did a pretty good job of taking that part of their game away from them. They had to go to something else, and just a tribute to Coach McClung, Coach McGowan, Coach Stallings, and Coach Riley getting a plan together that gave us the opportunity to win last night. And I told our kids after the game, I've been here 12 years, and that's probably the best defensive game I've ever seen on that field.
We were in complete control of that game in the first half last night. Even though Graves does pick up a couple first downs, they almost know that if they get 3rd and long, they weren't going to begin to pass the ball, and they weren't going to pick up 10-yard runs up the middle like maybe they had the week before. But the kids go in at halftime up 21-0, and what do we tell our players at halftime last night, David, and what adjustments did we think we had to make to maybe get the offense rolling a little bit more?
Well, on the offensive side, I just challenged our offensive line and the whole group to be more physical on up front, be more physical in our blocking. Make plays, you catch the ball, make plays, get yards after contact, but by no means go out there and just go through the motions because we're up 21-0. We had to set. We had to get it in. I said we needed to get to football and eat some clock up, and the clock's to our advantage, and that means we got to get first downs. Defensively, we just told our kids to keep playing the way we were playing. Don't leave it in the locker room. Don't be satisfied with what you've done in the first half. There's another 24 minutes to play.
Looking at the O-line last night and going in at halftime with basically only 2 first downs, one really only on the series of play, and the other one on the Russ Bashir run. What those kids, it was difficult to see what improvements they had made from week 1 to week 2 because Graves County is a 5A team and they've got big kids out there, and this is just another growing up baptism by fire for them, I'm sure.
We knew that they were going to bring pressure, and we pretty much knew where that pressure was going to come from, and we worked all week long on it. It's just the thing with those kids got to get better each week, and the more they play and practice, the better they're going to get. But overall, the whole offensive side of it, we got to get better in a lot of things that we're doing. We're young at the quarterback spot. We're young up front at our offensive line spot, and we got at the running back spot. We're trying to play 2 or 3 different kids, so it's all going to work out, and these kids are going to get better each week, and that's what these games early on are for.
Well, the competition is tough, and even though we go into Hopkinsville this coming week, Hopkinsville down 0-2 in the season, we can't let up and assume that this is going to be a easy win for us when it's not. So obviously, what you all have to do is continue to keep the offensive geared up as much as possible, and get these young men to really believe in themselves. I'm sure they're already beginning to do that, having played 2 pretty tough football teams.
And with our defense playing the way they're playing, that's a positive that our offense knows. Hey, our defense is going out there. They're going to be able to get some stops, get us back on the field, and the thing we can't do is start pointing fingers. It's this person's fault or this group's fault or that, and just have that mentality. Hey, we're going to go out to practice. We're going to get better each and every week, and when we get in the playoffs, we're going to be ready to roll.
And that's it for the first half, and we'll look at the second half and the stats when we return after this commercial break.
Here at McGregor Group Heating and Air, we are so proud to be a part of this community. We want to thank you for the opportunity to serve you for all of your heating and air needs. McGregor Group Heating and Air specializes in residential, new construction, and light commercial installations, also servicing most makes and models. We offer fast service with polite and friendly staff. We provide our customers with a peace of mind by offering the best warranties in the industry, along with high-quality products. McGregor Group Heating and Air is located at 960 Varmint Trace here in Princeton. Give us a call today at 270-896-5044. We're the company that you can take comfort in.
The dog days of summer have arrived, but at Fredonia Valley Bank, the weather does not slow us down. We are continually finding ways to make your banking easy and accessible through mobile banking, internet banking, phone transfers, and even more. So yes, you can beat the heat with the touch of your fingertips. We love seeing our customers, but when it's this hot out, you may find modern technology the way to take care of your finances and free up your valuable time. Come by today and let Fredonia Valley Bank introduce you to some of our new banking products and let us show you how your money can work for you. Fredonia Valley Bank, 602 Cassidy Avenue in Fredonia and 226 Commerce Street in Edible. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Here's a reminder from your Princeton Electric Plant Board. Meter tampering is dangerous. Tampering with an electric meter is not only dangerous, it is dishonest and against the law. Stealing electricity by tampering with an electric meter may result in your arrest and can even risk your life. Tampering with meters results in increased utility bills that everyone has to pay. If you see anyone tampering with an electric meter, call the Princeton Electric Plant Board right away at 270-365-2031. Princeton Electric Plant Board, Princeton's #1 energy source.
Coach Barnes, the only scoring in the third quarter last night developed when the Tigers stopped a drive deep in Tiger territory with Dylan Gray recovering a fumble. Graves about to go in, and we stopped them short of a first down, and had the fumble, and Dillon gets on it. With the first play from scrimmage, we have a bad snap over the quarterback's head out of the end zone, and Graves picks up a safety in that situation. But to me, I know I don't chart bad snaps, but that one was really high. But I don't think the snapping last night was an issue.
I don't think that, and I think on that particular one, they rolled the safety down right before the snap. He comes sprinting toward the line of scrimmage. I think John Kelly may have seen that, and that kind of spooked him a little bit, and the ball went high on us. And fortunately, we were able to get the ball out of the end zone and give up a safety instead of a touchdown.
And that was the blessing on that part. We and the way we looked at it in the press box is if they had not fumbled, they would have gotten 7. As it turns out, they only got 2 on that particular drive. But the Tigers did mount one drive late in the third quarter last night and just missed converting the first down at the Graves 26-yard line on a Joby Jaggers to Oliver Parker pass covering 10 yards, another possession catch by Oliver. And on that spot, David, I thought we got a bad spot by the officials.
They missed that spot by 2 yards, and at least.
We were sure he was at the just almost at the yard line stripe, and they move it back, and then they measure. I guess we miss it by inch, 2 inches, or something like that.
Close.
But really a bad spot, and I don't know how you can be that close to a football and not know where the ball is caught.
And I mean, I thought Oliver was right on the 25-yard line when he caught it. And
our view in the press box, it was away from us, but that's where we thought easily 1 to 2 yards having that first down picked up and continuing the drive. But we don't get the spot, we don't get the first down, and we turn it back over to Graves County.
The positive thing about that play, though, is we can go back on film with Joby and show him, he stood in the pocket. He made a great throw on that ball, had a lot of zip on the ball, and we make a play. And that's a teachable moment for us on film. There's another play earlier in that, I think on that drive to Travis Newsom on our route, he caught and made a big play, got straight up the field and got extra yards. And those are the positive things that we can see on film that will show us, we're getting there. It's just going to be a thing where we got to keep improving.
It was on this particular drive that Hunter had 5 catches last night. All of them were crucial. One of them was a one-handed catch going out of bounds on our sideline that we don't know how we don't know whether it curled into his pads or whether he had too much stickum on his hands. We weren't able to figure that out upstairs.
That was a great catch.
And so we can't get the first down at that point and turn the ball over. And Graves County, as we mentioned earlier, just chucked the passing game and came with the running game, and they score early in the fourth quarter, add a 2-point conversion, and trail 20 to 10 at that point, 21 to 10 at that point. Anything on your mind, David, at that point? I know they threw a couple passes, and their touchdown was a pass.
Yeah, and I thought on that one, Gabe had coverage. I thought the kid came up and pushed Gabe in the back and separated from him, and I asked Gabe said, yeah, he came up and just pushed him off, and but they got the touchdown. And the thing I was concerned with, is that with the onside kick, we need to get the ball back and keep it clock moving and try to get out of there with a win with trying to move the clock.
Well, when that play happens, you could see the separation in the end zone, and I'm looking up just as he's breaking open by about 4 or 5 yards. But earlier in the game, there was a pass interference penalty called against us, which to me was highly questionable.
I thought I agree with that.
So last night we didn't get the breaks from the officials, and later on in this broadcast we'll talk about the rule book having to come out and be looked at here. I guess when we had dead ball personal foul penalties against both teams, I guess that you just resume it at that particular point of the game and don't march off anything and go back and pick it up. I don't know what they were reading in their book down there, but
he was writing.
Oh,
because I asked that guy on our sideline. I said, "What's he writing? A book?" I said, "What is going on?" And he just kept writing something down in a book. I had no idea what he did. But see, they never explained what was even going on, so I don't know.
Well, we didn't know what was going on upstairs either, and one good thing for us in the press box, the head official was mic'd up last night, so you could get some kind of idea.
This is the first game. They all had ear things where they could communicate on the field back and forth with each other. That's the first time I've ever seen that.
Well, we didn't know that existed. We knew obviously the head official could make the call where everybody in the stadium knew what was going on. Well, then after an interception by Trail's second interception of the game, the Tigers are at the Graves 21-yard line. He made a nice little return on that interception, dodging, eluding people.
I thought he was going to score.
And it looked very well to us like he could. With a break here and a break there, he could have gotten into the end zone. But the Tigers can't move, and they attempt another 40-yard field goal, and it was no good. But something I've never seen before called on that play, a roughing the snapper penalty, gives us a first down. And so you can't. I know you can't run into the snapper on a punt play, but what makes it a roughing penalty?
A few years ago, they put in a rule because there were teams that were lining somebody up on the center, and just as soon as the ball snapped, was just crashing into him. And for protection purpose, the rule states that the center's got to have the ability to establish himself after the snap. Well, they're just teeing off on him. I mean, they knocked the crap out of him on that play, and fortunately, they caught the call.
Well, after that penalty was marked off, it took it to the Graves 11-yard line, and from that point, it was a Dylan Gray show. Dylan had 3 runs and 1 pass reception on that drive, and the last 2 yards, Dylan running it into the end zone. And we missed the extra point, and so the Tigers at this time lead 27-10, and we're late in the game, and we know that obviously we have the game iced at that point. But you referred to earlier, after Graves County scored that initial touchdown, that you were fearful of the onside kick, as everybody in the stadium was. But they didn't execute that onside kick well at all. It was almost a line drive out of bounds that we saw Ben Holt on the sideline, either protecting it or covering it out of bounds, going out of bounds with it.
Yeah, and you could tell where the kid lined up was going to be where it was going, and we work on that in practice, and Ben did a good job getting that ball knocked out of bounds.
With the game in tow at this point, Caldwell County leading 27-10, that would end up being the final score. Let's look at some of the offensive stats here. The Tigers, not much total yards last night, 56 yards rushing. Dylan Gray with another big night defensively and offensively. 12 rushes for 24 yards. He also has 6 tackles, and he also has 3 pass receptions on the night. Jameer with 7 rushes for 19 yards, and I thought he ran well a couple times late in the game. Caleb Burton, another hard-running back last night, 7 carries for 16 yards. Russ Bashir is 1 carry for 13 yards. Trail 1 carry for 1 yard, and Joby 5 rushes for a -19 for the Tigers' total of 56 yards. In the air, Joby again over 50%, 17 out of 29 with 1 intercepted, throwing for 80 yards. Travis Newsom, as mentioned earlier, 5 catches for 34 yards. Jameer 4 catches for 4 yards. Dylan 3 catches for 5 yards. Oliver, big night, 2 catches for 29 yards. Trail 2 for 13, and Gabe East 1 for a -5. On the defensive side of the ball, Hunter Van Hoosier leads the tackles with 14. Will Bashir 13, and those 2 linebackers were everywhere last night, David.
They're all over the field, and you go back and watch film, and it's really good, nice to watch them how they fly the football.
And Caleb Burden, a linebacker position with 8 tackles. He was everywhere. Cole Baker in the line, 6 tackles. Dylan from a linebacker position, 6 tackles. And Devin Kilgore beginning to see a lot of he had 4 tackles last night. He's disruptive in that defensive line.
Not real big, but he's really quick off the football.
And we noted Mitchell Harrelson playing nose guard last night. Mitchell with a half a sack last night. Will Bashir 1 1/2 sacks, and Cole Baker one sack. And then the fumble recoveries by Dylan Cavanaugh, which led to a touchdown, was a touchdown. Dylan Gray recovering 1 at our 2-yard line to stop a drive. And then Mitchell causing a fumble last night. So again, all around great effort on defense. Graves County with only 156 yards rushing on 39 rushes. In the last 3 plays of the game, they pick up 58 yards of that 156 on those last 3 plays. So meaningless stat. You basically say they gained 100 yards on 39 rushes, which is obviously a great testimony to the rush defense that we put up. And their passing was just absolutely atrocious. I don't have those stats with me, but something like 7 out of 29 with 4 interceptions, not something that you want to go back and talk about to your friends over, I'm sure.
And Hunter almost had a third interception there in that last. I thought he had it, but we had 4 interceptions. I think Terrell had 2 of those, and Hunter had 2 of those, and that was big for us defensively.
Turnovers, our defense, as we've noted going into the season, as we continue to see here after the first 2 games, will keep us in games, and as it did last night, will win us games.
And that's what happened last night. The touchdowns are giving us really good field position, getting their offense off the field, and going back to Mitchell Harrelson, he almost had an interception from his nose spot on a screen pass that he jumped up and got his hand on, and we thought he had picked it.
And there were a couple times when the Graves quarterback threw the ball directly over the middle, and to get where it had to go, it had to 5, 6 people could have touched it, our people and their people. So dangerous pass when you do something like that. But I'm sure that obviously he was playing with a much tougher defense than he had been playing against Murray. So.
And that's that kid's second start. He's really not their quarterback. The Mathis kid that warmed up during the game, which I thought possibly might play, he did warm up, and he's got a hamstring injury, and when they get that kid back in the lineup, he's a 2-year starter. They're going to be, because that'll put the number 2 kid at a receiver spot.
Well, we know that moving him back to his receiver spot will help Graves County out, and now you can even maybe put a couple plays in where he's in motion and takes the pitch and maybe throws the ball downfield. He's had that much effort here in the first 2 games on that. But final thoughts from the game last night, David?
I'm just really proud of the way our kids came out. We didn't have a good practice Thursday. Thursday's practice was awful, but I felt like we came out, set the tone early in the game. Our defense was playing really good. We got the score got the punt return by Trail to set up our first touchdown offensively. Just a great, tremendous effort by our team, and it's a team win, and we'll go move on to the next game against Hopkinsville.
And just judging from what we said earlier in the season, it looks like our new uniforms. I really love our uniforms, but it looks like we're getting those stains out of those pants pretty well.
Coach Riley and Heather were working on that last night, and Jameer bled on his last night, so that's another added thing to do. And but Coach Riley looked at me and said, "These are turf pants. These aren't grass pants." And they are a little pain to get clean.
Well, we it's a pretty uniform, and again, I know we'll be working this week getting ready for Hopkinsville, and the offensive effort is there. We have 3 or 4 drives first night, 3 or 4 drives last night. We looked in sync, and as you've mentioned, we're only going to get better there. Reps and practice and game experience will get those kids better. Any thoughts about Hopkinsville?
Well, Coach Craig Clayton, who coached at Hopkinsville High School forever, had some really good football teams. He was a graduate of Caldwell County. He's in the Hall of Fame. So his dad, Fred Clayton, was the head coach here at Caldwell, and I'm sure he's looking forward to this matchup. It's the first time we played Hopkinsville. When I was in high school, that was a big rivalry game, and when Coach Fleming Thornton was the head coach there, and we got them back on the schedule this year, and Craig got the head job, and Curtis Higgins, who was at Trigg County when we first came here, we were in the district together. He's helping him out, so it should be a big game for us.
Well, we'll certainly be in Hopkinsville next Friday night for the David Barnes pregame show and the live broadcast when Caldwell County takes on Hopkinsville at the Stadium of Champions. And before we leave the air today, we want to make this announcement. The girls have a soccer game at the Old Butler Stadium, scheduled for 10:30, playing Owensboro Apollo. So we'd like to invite you out to that game, and if you can't make it, it'll be broadcast live here over WPKY. So for the David Barnes pregame show next Friday night at 6, followed by the broadcast. And for the Saturday morning quarterback show and Coach David Barnes, this is Bob Hayes wishing you a most pleasant Saturday.
Heating and cooling your home make up the biggest part of your monthly energy bill, but you can save up to